Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Zach. Look, something else I've been thinking about, and I there again, I've been, these are some things that I've ran across on posts and things that I've seen, and things that, like I said, that I notice, um, just with experiences, things that I've been through, things that I've seen, or have saw, other people go through. Um, y'all remember like what I have said with a friend of mine that's got cerebral palsy, how he was always judged, because of something that he's born with. Um, what I'm leaning to is this: is never allow yourself to be some, never allow yourself to be someone's priority when you're allowing yourself just to be an option to them. Because guess what? You're not an option. You're a person who has a heart, and like I said, a personality. Now, a lot of people, and this is something that I speak on with myself. Being 30 years old, never been on dates, never been through relationships, because too many people are judging, looking at the chair. Look beyond that. Look beyond that. And you see a person. Um, you know, and and that's what I mean. Don't, look at, never allow someone to be your priority when you're really allowing them just to be an option. You know, you're allowing them to make you an option. Don't make someone your priority. Never allow yourself to make someone your priority when really you're just allowing yourself just to be an option to them. And I know it might sound harsh me saying that, but there again, that's the truth. Um, and that, like I said, that's something that I've um, always thought. Um, and it's just hard to, a lot of times I think about things like that, and sometimes it's hard to, just to put it in words. But that's just something I was thinking about too. Never allow someone to be, you know, never allow someone to be your priority, um, when really, you know, to them, you might just be their option. You might just be the option to them. So never allow yourself to be someone's priority, or to make someone your priority when really they're just to them, you might just be an option. In other words, protect your heart, watch your heart, because you never know. Like I said, we never know what tomorrow's gonna be. Here I am, like I said, 30 years old, still never been on dates, never been through relationships. Um, all because people want to judge the wheelchair. And the sad part about that is like I said, as I've said before, I was born with spina bifida, and all that is, yes, there's different stages, different levels, stages, however you might want to look at it, whichever, what's easier for you to look at. Um, Meaning, you've got, mine's what they call level one, which means mine is just my balance. So that's the only reason for that wheelchair. Um, and like I said, I do talk about the wheelchair a lot because and one of the reasons I do that is I try to teach people. I try to teach about it. Um, you know, and like I said, there's always, because of the because of the chair. Okay, there's always questions that can be asked. Now, what questions can you ask? That has to come from somebody. That has to come from somebody in the opposite position. In other words, the questions got to come from somebody that's maybe walking, but they see that chair. Or, maybe, I mean, it could also come from somebody that's in the same position as you. Like I said, there's different kinds of spina bifida. Mine, like I said, fortunately, mine, which is a good thing, mine happens to be just my balance. That's all mine is. You know, um, heck yeah, man. I would love to grow. I would love to be able to, get married. I'd love to have that girlfriend. Go on dates and experience all that. Um, Heck, I'd love to have my own. I would love to have kids. You know, have my own family. Of course I still can. Um, like I said, mine's just my balance. But what I'm saying is, never allow someone to be your priority um, when really you might just be opening up the door for them to say, "Well, I'm making you my priority." When to them you might only just be just to be a choice. You might just be a choice to them. Instead of you're making someone your priority, but to them you might just be a choice. So in other words, do like I've always said, and keep being yourself. Definitely keep a big, keep a smile on your face. You got to keep that go get 'em attitude, and that's the attitude that I've always um, tried to have. Yeah, some things are a little different than a little tougher than others, um, which I think that happens for everybody. Things are going to be a lot tougher there. Some how things go for one person might be tougher for the next. In other words, let's take it this for this example. You might see a person who can run a mile in 10 minutes. Okay? Well, person A can run that mile in 10 minutes. Person B might take them 20 minutes or 30 minutes to get that mile. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say is look at someone's heart, because that'll tell you and teach you exactly what person really is. Never allow yourself to be someone's priority, or never allow someone never allow yourself to make someone your priority, when to them you might just be an option. Never allow yourself to make someone your priority when to them you might just be your own option. You might just be an option to them, which isn't right to just to be someone's option. Um, in other words, we all treat each other equal. Be someone. Be that. Be someone's rock. In other words, you might see somebody go through something, a rough time, or whatever the case may be. In other words, be there for that person. Um, Instead of just making someone, if someone's making you a priority, instead of just making that person an option, um, make that person a priority. Because who knows, that person might just be a person you need. Um, and like I said, it's okay to lean on each other. It's okay to sit back and say, well, this is what I'm going through. Do you have advice? It's okay to ask somebody that. It's okay to lean on other people. I'm not saying dwell on the past, but it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to give that person advice, or how to do this or how to do that. And like I said, some of it. This is something else I've been thinking about. It's just never really was sure how to word it. But never, ever allow someone to be your priority when to them you might just be an option. Um, when I started doing YouTube, I had my priority with this is to be able to reach out and be able to, reach out for others and try to inspire people, and try to be there and just inspire everybody that you know with what I go through. Look at what and that's one reason why I do talk about um, my disability a lot of times, like what I've been through and things that I've you know the obstacles I've had and what I was born what I was born with. Um, you know, not only I do that for two reasons. One, yes, it is to inform you guys what that is. What spina bifida is, or how it was explained to me. Like I said, yes, there's four different levels, stages. However, however it's easier for you to look at. Which is it easier to look at calling it stages? Is it easier looking at calling it levels? There's four of those. Mine, like I said, is level one, which is just my balance. That's all mine is. And like I said, it happens, and I know it happens. That you're gonna get judged. That happens. Um, but there's things that should go that can um, not be so judgmental. In other words, look at how you treat somebody. Just because you see somebody who might have a disability or how somebody does this or how somebody does that and think, how do I do this? Instead of being like a judgment, ask questions. In other words, you know, learn about that person. Because you never know like I said, you never know what something is until you ask. And like I said, it's okay to ask questions. Questions are how you learn. That's how you. Questions are how you learn, how you um, gain experience. In other words, by experience I mean how you learn how people do things. You learn by their disability. You learn how they do things. Um, and like I said, instead of judging, ask questions because you'll, in the long run, really, you're gonna be surprised just by questions. You're gonna be surprised just about how much you can learn because really you're gonna see that somebody and think, well, damn, they're just like me. Excuse my language, but I'm just being real with y'all. Again, I've always been real. Um, you're gonna think, wow, this person has a disability, but they're just like us. Hmm, that's different. Yeah, it's different. Sure, don't get me wrong. But does that mean that? I think I say this. Just because a situ, just because a situation is different, does that mean a person is different? Ask yourself that question. No, just because a situation's it might be a whole lot different, doesn't make the person different. Like I said, there's always questions that can be asked. Now what questions? That as a kind of that's up for somebody else to decide. That wouldn't be a that's not really something you can answer until you actually see it, know the person or you see a person. Um, yeah, I've got friends of mine that I've known that are that have wheelchairs, and one of the questions I might ask is, if you don't mind me asking, hey, what happened? You know, why, why the wheelchair, or why this, why that? Not to be a judgmental person, but, it's because I know what it's like to be that person, and I know what it's like to go through things. It's like, what happened? And yeah, I've met some people who were in the same boat as me, had the same thing, spina bifida. Like I said, with spina bifida, there's different stages or different levels, like I said. However, it's easier if you look at that way. It's easier to look at things. Spina bifida, calling it stages. Look at it, calling it stages. But it's better if you go by calling it levels. Look at it as levels. There's four of those, 4 stages, 4 levels. How what's easier for you? Whatever easier way it is for you to look at it that way. And like I said, mine is just my balance. But like I said, never allow someone to be your priority when to them you may just be an option. So in other words, be yourself. And I'm not saying everybody's like that. I'm just, it's just something that's been on my mind. And it's like I said, I've always thought about it this way. I just was never really sure how to say it, And one reason that I say this is because I've saw a lot of people that I've known. It kind of goes back to the one guy I was telling you all about. The one I was telling you about, my buddy Chris, who's got cerebral palsy. Who now, yes, I've been friends with him for 10 plus years. He now calls me his big brother, because I stuck up for him last time he got bullied. That's been a couple years ago. Actually, no, it's been a couple years. I mean, I've known him 10 plus, but look, never allow something to be a priority when to that something you might just be an option. Be yourself. Keep smiling. And you know what? Whatever goal that you have, no matter that goal or that dream that you have, keep going every day. Don't let something hold you back from that goal or that dream. If you got a goal, you got dreams, get it. Keep your head up. Stay smiling. Keep giving them hell every day. Why? Because you, my friends, are you're unstoppable. The only thing that's going to stop you from your goals or your dreams and achieving those goals and dreams is you. If you keep doing what you're doing, like I said, or like I'm about to say, even a little progress is good. In other words, let's say you got a big dream of I gotta say this. Let's say you got a big dream, and I'm going to use this because I work out a lot. Let's say you got a big dream of bench pressing 300 pounds, okay? Maybe today you're only able to get 60 pounds on bench press. That's okay. You're itching yourself closer to that goal. Yes, still a long way to go. Maybe, you go on Tuesday and you only got 60 pounds on bench press. Like I said, still a long way to go. Now you go in on Wednesday and maybe you're able to get 100 pounds on bench press. Now you're even closer. To that goal. Maybe Wednesday and you go in, you're at 200. Well, now guess what? Now you're one step now you're a whole heck of a lot closer than you were the first 2 days. Now maybe you'll go in the next day, which will probably be on a Thursday. And maybe you're 290. Shoot, you're right there. You're right there. I mean, that's 10 pounds off. Now you tell me. And that's okay. What I'm saying is, whatever goal or dream you have, stay with it. Don't, just because it takes you a long, long time, maybe it might take you a long time to get to that goal, a long time to get to that dream. Don't let something scare you from that dream. Yeah, you're going to have fears. You're going to have fears. You're going to have doubts. You're going to have all of that. You know something? The fears that you have when you go after your dreams, the fears that you have, put it this way, the fears that you have are it's kind of like the last video, one of the last videos I had. Never be afraid of your setbacks. So your fears are kind of like your setbacks. So whenever you have something like you're scared of, just think of that fear as a setback. And remember, as I said, every setback makes for an even greater comeback. So never be scared of your fears, because every fear is just another cut. Every fear is just a setback, and every setback get ready, because you're ready for a comeback. So keep being yourself. Keep smiling. Keep giving them hell. Keep chasing your dreams. You got this. Whatever that goal or dream is, you can do it. You know what? Believe in yourself, because you know what? I believe in you as well. Like I said, that's when, I look at some of the things that I've been through. Just the things that I've had to go through, and think, man, I'm thinking, man, I want to start this YouTube, and I really want to, see where I can go with it, because I want to be able to be a reach out for others, and try to share my story, share what I've been through. I want to say a story, but it's not really a story of what I've gone. That's not. I mean, it's my story, yes, but it's a true story. So, in other words, man, just keep being yourself. Keep smiling. Like I said, you just gotta be yourself. So, like I said, I'm gonna try to keep posting more videos. Still kind of contemplating on what I'm gonna do every time that I do post. I do try to keep it interesting for y'all. I would try to do something funny. I would definitely try to do a funny video. When I can come up with something funny, that's what I'll do. I would do a funny voice, but unfortunately, I don't have no funny voices. Rats. No funny voices. That was me trying to be comical for a second. I was trying to be comical right there for a little bit, But, I still do anything I can if I can help somebody else out, be an outreach for us, to reach out and help somebody else to get through something. Man, if I can help somebody else out through somebody, if I can help somebody else through something, no matter that goal or dream, I hope these videos do, help other people. I hope, I can help somebody succeed in life and be able to reach your goals and reach your dreams. Like I said, I know sometimes I do stutter. That's not on purpose. Sometimes I don't even realize. Sometimes I stutter, and I may not realize it. Or sometimes if I stutter, I might, get off track get off track and say what I'm talking about, and then finally remember, oh, that's what I was talking about. But what I'm saying is, this is where my heart's at. Be somebody's, like I said, in one of the last videos as well. You got to be someone's voice. What someone's trying to say, they might not be able to find the words to say it, but you might know what they're trying to say. So be their voice. Because like I said, we don't know what people go through. We only know people's name. And like I said, we all have everybody's like I says, everyone's like a book. In other words, everyone's like a book, meaning we're all on different chapters. You know, we all have different pages about us, and that's being that we have different pages about us is not a bad thing. In other words, every page is a different every page is a different part of the book. In other words, you know, and make sure when you write that page, make sure you write a dang good page. Make sure you write that page a good page, because people are gonna read that book and think, "Wow, this is really cool." So make sure you just be there for someone, And in other words, if you see someone different than you, ask questions, because you never know what that person went through. Because, like I said, we all have different things about us. Just, we're all the same, but we all have different things about us. In other words, like I said, think of it as a book, and each person is on a different chapter in life. It's different. I'm gonna tell you something. Kind of like this is something my dad told me. Like I said, he passed away February 6th, 2019, from a massive heart attack, and yeah, I miss him like crazy, guys. I miss him like crazy, and it's just it's been different. It's different without him. Actually here. Take the cards that you're dealt and play those cards. Those cards that you're dealt might not be the best cards, but take the cards that you're dealt with and play those cards. Because even if they aren't the best cards that you're dealt, play those cards, and who knows, those cards, those cards, even if they're not the best cards, like I said, who knows? Even if they're not the best cards, those cards might turn into be your best cards when it's all said and done. Who knows? Those cards might turn into be the best cards that you've had. And what I'm saying is, take those cards and play those cards. Because like I said, right now, it may not start out easy. It might not start out like like you might, like you might have planned. But each time that excuse me, I just had Subway. Each time that you keep on track of that goal or goals or whatever the case may be, you're playing those cards that you're dealt. And like I said, at first those cards might not be the best cards, but until then, keep playing those cards, because even at first, even if at first those cards might not be the best cards, who knows? They might turn into the best sooner or later. But until then, you just gotta keep being yourself, keep smiling, and like I said, if you see somebody going through a rough time, whatever or whatever the case may be. Help that person, because like I said, it all goes back to take the cards you're dealt with and play those cards. And you might see somebody who might not be having the best cards. Help them play those cards. In other words, help them turn their roughest situation into the best situation. In other words, your current situation is not your final destination. I know this, and we all know this. I wish I could say a lot of that is true. You know, but then again, you got to think about it this way. Tomorrow's never promised either. But then again, think about it. If you ever see somebody going down, like maybe they're going through something rough, think about it. Think about this and think, man, their cards they might not be dealt with good cards. Well, I know what it's like to not be dealt with good cards either. So what do I do? If I see somebody going through a rough situation, I'm gonna chime in and say, look, what happened? Why so rough on your situation? And ask questions. Like I said, questions are fine to ask. If you ask, the more questions you ask, the better you'll understand what somebody's current situation is. And like I said, questions are okay to ask. That's how you learn things. Questions are one way that you can maybe, like I said, like questions might be a one way that you can even turn the rough cards that you have. You might turn those cards in those cards that you were dealt with by asking questions. You might be able to turn that hand into a different hand of cards. In other words, let's say you're dealt with the cards that you're dealt with. You play the cards you're dealt with. The set of cards that you're dealt with by asking questions. Doing this, asking questions or finding out things. The cards that you're dealt with might turn into an even better hand. And you'll be able to play and have better cards, if that makes sense. And I'm trying to make sense of it all. So take the cards you're dealt and play those cards that you're dealt with. And if you see somebody going through something rough, man, ask them questions. Why? What happened? Why this or why that? Like I said, that's how y'all learn. Like I said, who knows? Well, not really who knows, but by asking questions, you're gonna open up doors for yourself. Instead of being, don't judge, because even no matter a person's situation, we're all human. We're all people who deserve all the same chances. But never allow yourself to be someone's option when you made them your priority. If you make someone your priority, make sure that they make you when you make someone your priority, make sure you're a priority also to them. In other words, don't make someone your priority when to them you might just be the option. But until next time, y'all, keep being yourself, keep smiling, and whatever dream you got, keep going for it. And don't, like I said, even if you don't get that goal that first day, that's okay. Just let it happen. That goal's gonna happen. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, might be next week, might be a year from now. But you'll get there. You'll get there. But until next time, y'all, stay safe, stay smiling, keep your head up. I'll see y'all next time. Let's get it.